Hello, hello. It's already time again. Well, it's been 1 day, 2 days. I don't know. We had 1 day of not playing the Necromancer's Tale. Now we're back at it again. Maybe this helps my short-term memory to be up to date with what we are doing in this beautiful game. And if I recall correctly, and I'm very sorry that I have to do this. I need to readjust my mic here. Okay. We are about to steal a brazier from the Holy Church of Christ, because we need that for ritual to communicate with our dead father. And when I say our dead father, I mean our dead in-game father, right? Alistair's father, not my father, courtesy of Baki. But yeah, let us dive into this. Gucci, we're here again. It is afternoon. The question is... Oh, did we have a sound block? Interesting. The question is, did we have to find our mother and go to the funeral yet? Okay. Yeah. By the way, sir, news has arrived that Fritz Carnell has died, brother of Lord Richard Carnell. Yeah, we are hearing the voices of that people. Absolutely lovely. You should bring your mother to the funeral service in the cathedral this evening. Who is this Richard Carnell I've been hearing all about? He is the chief advisor to your uncle Gervais, an important assistant to running the political affairs of the barony. Skill check analyze level 2. We will spend 0 skill points because we are just very smart boy to detect something in his tone. I noticed something odd about the way he stressed the words important assistant. So you don't like Carnell then? My lord, I admit I do not. He seems to have an inordinate amount of influence over your uncle. Oh, I see. Very interesting. So he is like the political advisor of my uncle. And now he's dead. And we will bring our mother this evening. Let me check. Yeah, let's turn that up a bit to here. Alright, I believe this should be loud enough. Oopsie. Alrighty, there we go. Mother. Please, mother, speak to me. I called to mother as she walked by me, but she seemed oblivious to my presence.
Where is that damn cook? Zelig will be back soon and there's nothing to eat.
Ach ja, poor mother. Let's make it evening. I took my mother's hand as we stepped inside the cathedral. The funeral was starting. She seemed so frail and so unsure of everything. Soon after entering, my stomach churned and I began to feel quite queasy. My head spun a little. It felt like an early morning after too much beer. Several people turned and nodded to us as we took our seats. Gervais himself was here with Aunt Belle and Cousin Lucas. Behind them I saw my uncle's aide, Richard Carnell, he whose brother had passed and who was laid in the coffin at the front. The other woman with the red hair must have been Carnell's wife, looking sorrow as she glowered at me. We sat behind them. Some of the congregation I knew, but many I did not. Sophia was here with an older man who I presumed to be her father, though I had never met him. Wait, we have never met the father of one of our most dearest childhood friends. That is interesting. I guess we were busy. You know, evening church is way more serious than afternoon or morning church because we do not have RGB lights, which I guess wouldn't be very suitable for a funeral, unless you really like to have a rave at your funeral. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, having a rave in a cathedral at your funeral? Ui! That'd be kinda sexy. Alright, let's go. We gather here today to celebrate the life of Fritz Carnell, who has now returned to his home with our God, the Father. Nux, hello, 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 Bucky. How are you doing? Let me ask another question, more pressing and more dreadful. When did you wake up today? This is very important. Ear plucked. Oh. Lovely. Doesn't sound too beautiful. Also, oh yeah, I think I... Oh. Automod, Buggy, Automod, I will allow it. Oh, fuck off with that question. That's targeted assault. Is it? Is it really? Slept 4 hours, then slept from 11:30 a.m. to 17:15 p.m. Let me ask you a simple follow-up question then. Do you feel awake? If a person sitting in front of you and they're looking at you and they are saying, ah, you're finally awake, would you agree with them that you are now finally awake? Oh yeah, I feel awake right now? I see. No, didn't drink? Interesting, interesting. You should drink some water. Hydration is important. I say as I chucked some beautiful water down my throat. Thought you were gonna ask if I drink energy drink. No, Baki, you know, you said you will have like 420 cans of energy drinks, right? Or was it 48? I don't know anymore. But I take it just as given that you will drink energy drinks throughout this year, every day. It is just, you know, normal Baki behavior. We could also call it basic Baki behavior, so it would be BBB then, which I do like this. I do like BBB. Basic Baki behavior, drinking energy drinks, and then sleeping for a lot of hours. Yeah, BBB. Beautiful. Or it could also be beautiful Baki behavior, but I wouldn't be calling drinking energy drinks beautiful, so we will call it basic. I'm very sorry. If you're not drinking energy drinks, I will call it beautiful Baki behavior. You know, helping an old woman across the street, slapping a ciggy out of a child's hand. You know, beautiful stuff. Alrighty. We're enjoying the current choral vibe. I helped her once, okay? Wait, you helped an old woman once? And then never again? Damn. I mean, not old. Wait, so you just helped her? I mean, helping women in general is a good thing. Helping in general is a good thing. She had a stick to walk but could see. And you took her hand and helped her across the street like the gentleman that you are. Energy drink in one hand, old woman in the other, and then you walk across the street. I mean, with the energy from your energy drink, did you lift her up and then carry her to the other side at, I don't know, Mach 1? She was about to cross a road from far away from the traffic light and didn't had energy drink at the time. Damn, so you were very sleepy and you couldn't lift her up, so you also had a walking cane, and then you were both holding hands while crossing the street. That sounds very romantic. I must say, this is the definition of beautiful Baki behavior. I'm not gonna lift a blind person? Why? Without asking? Okay, that does sound fair. That does sound fair. My friend crossed the road, but I left behind and helped her cross. That is very cool of you, Bucky. That is very cool. I hope she said thank you. As the funeral continued, my head started to swim and I thought that I might vomit. Oh, we don't like churches anymore. She was nice and cute. Oh, Bucky. Did you ask her out? Were you like, so now that I helped you across the street, would you like me helping you through life? Here's my number. I know you cannot read it or see it, but I had it in braille so you can just feel it. No, I didn't ask her out, what the fuck? I mean, you know, she was very nice and she's cute. Not gonna lie. You should see her again. I did found a Greek VTuber though. Okay. Unrelated topic, but let's go. It is always nice to find VTubers of your own nationality, I guess. I say while having a lot of Hololive YouTube shorts in my For You page at the moment. She has eye mutation? Interesting. What kind of eye mutation? Probably the only case ever. That does sound very interesting. 70% blind. Ui, ui, ui. God, we are currently dying in this church, man. Okay, let's continue on. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of the wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. As he spoke these words, I saw his flesh melt away, and beneath it a grinning skull which continued to drone the holy words. A dark smoke seemed to build around me, and I sensed the presence of many souls here, who others did not see. I pitched forward from my seat and collapsed to the floor. Oh no. When I awoke, I was outside the cathedral. A commoner attended to me, and my mother hovered nearby. Yes, my mother hovered nearby.
Oh, good. You awake. How do you feel now?
I just got unholy Mandel vomited on yourself during the funeral. Nice. Great. What do you feel now, sir? I see, we could just be, you know, a noble snob. No, I feel better now, thank you.
You were shouting a whole lot of things I don't rightly follow. About dead faces and evil spirits.
Oh no, we did a mess. We did a mess in the cathedral. The vomiting was not enough. We also had to talk about dead people. We see dead people. I can see them, I can hear them. They are everywhere. Natar Batterino. Hello, Shukinaiwa. I hope your day is going swell. Nice. I do like seeing some cats. My poor baby, he is not well. Third glass of milk, boys? Oh, boy. Fourth. Fourth glass of just regular milk, so you just want to be very sleepy again. Those 2 queen reactors, but it's alright. Do you have the face of the pain, smiles through pain, old person? I don't remember who he's called. Is Sparky just drinking regular milk here? You know, he slept 10 hours in a day and then he decided, man, I feel so awake, let's change that. Let's drink 4 glasses of milk and then let's get very sleepy again. It expires today. Oh, that is actually then you are doing a very noble deed. I need a whole carton of Chucky milk. No, you don't. No, you don't, Chucky. Only if you wanna shit for like 2 days straight. I'm gonna be smile pain old man Harold. Yeah, this is this is what I was talking about, yeah. I should chuck 2 litera then. No. No, you should not. Okay. I mean, you would probably end up like I did in this game, vomiting in a church. You don't want to vomit in church. That just draws attention to you. And then you scream about how you see and hear dead people. Not Gucci. Final counter offer 1.5 liters of chalky milk, or what? Chucky, at this point, I don't think I can stop you. I mean, you're living in the future. I don't think I can influence the future that much. The best thing I can do is predict the next song that plays in my Spotify playlist. It works like 50% of the time. Yes, liters. I see. You could stop me. I haven't bought any milk yet. Also, you want me to fly over there, somehow find you, and then, you know, trip you while you are about to buy milk, and then I'm like, no. You don't buy any milk anymore. I'll make sure of that. Now it's time you started drinking regular water for the rest of your life. Can I even afford it? Depends how many figurines you bought this month. My poor baby, he's not doing well. Who are you, sir? Thank you. No, wait, should we ask the name of this Chandler? Or should we talk to Mother? I think we should talk to Mother. Drink water, yeah. Barky knows all about drinking water because he drinks so much water. Thank you, Mother. I will be okay. I didn't even get my money this one. That's a low blow. Is it really? Or is it just, you know, you're calling the truth a low blow? I don't know, man. I don't know. You still didn't get any rent money. You should start evicting people then. Thank you, Mother. I'll be okay. Once again. As my head continued to clear, the cathedral bell called out again. Soon the congregation began to appear from within, apart from the chief mourners who had doubtless moved with the corpse down to the grim in the cathedral's basement. Alistair, I don't think you ever met my father before. I have not. Nice, that is the first impression we leave with her father vomiting in church. I drink water all day every day, and no, I didn't get to use it. House repairs.
I'm so sorry for your loss, my lord. Your father was a good man and a hero.
Interesting.
I'm Harald, a local tailor of renown and father of your friend Sophia.
Your father was a good marrier, yes.
However, I know that Sophia is pleased that you're home, notwithstanding the circumstances. Good friends are so important.
Indeed they are. We will leave you for now, Alistair. I can see that others wish to speak with you. Thank you, Sophia. Who's this
Sorry
person?
for your loss. Lady Juliana, this is a difficult time. I hope you're feeling improved since last we spoke.
Did I ever mention why my internet was down the other day yet? Absolute worst month? No, you did not. Please enlighten us, Shuki. Share it with class. Also, this is now the first time I'm streaming in 5,000 bits, and it is not telling me that it is scheiße. So maybe if I change the bitrate, I should restart my computer. But yeah, so for now, 5,000 bits working. Maybe the video quality will be better this time around. We'll see, we'll see. I'm not satisfied with the video quality of my YouTube shorts. But there's nothing I can do for now. Or maybe there is, I don't know, man. I just got here. Man, I'm talking like Debbie man. Debbie man, my god. Oh no, is he writing a wall of text now? We'll see about it. Who's this Isaac person? Who are you?
I'm Isaac, a farmer.
Isaac, sorry. I knew Isaac, of course, though I don't believe we had ever spoken before. He was a farmer, and together with his wife Hannah, he worked the fields right outside the city's north gate. I also knew that he was an old flame of my mother's from the time before she met and was swept off her feet by my father. Oh, before she met him was swept off her feet. I see. Thank you, Isaac. Everyone has been so kind. He smiled at me then, a warm and caring expression.
If you need anything at all, do not hesitate. Though of humble means, I'm here for you. And of course, my wife Hannah too.
This is what they tell you about being a good Christian.
I'm Isaac, a
You
farmer.
have nothing, but you still try to help. It's just not being a good Christian, it's just being a good person. Oh, I see, we got now additional Chuki lore. So the guy who checked for me, he said it was a sabotage from one of their colleagues probably, since they get to access the locked box on the pole. What the heck? Sabotage? Damn, you should like, establish a Night's Watch. You should hunt down saboteurs. No, you should not do that. But yeah, man, that does sound pretty rough. Sabotage, man, what the heck? Did he tell why they would sabotage? A few fiber optics cables, including mine, was cut apart. Damn, do you have like people who hate you or something, Shuki? Or maybe he was looking for wires, maybe he needs them to craft some ospreys or something, I don't know, or silencers. Oh, Isaac, it's you. So lovely to see you again. Thank you. I do get lonely when Zelik is away. Probably yapping at 4 AM in the morning. Maybe that is why people hate you. Wait, do people hear you at 4 AM in the morning? Who could possibly hear you at 4 AM in the morning? I was under the impression that you are living by yourself, with your sisters coming to visit you at some points. I don't know. Spend 0 skill points to notice something in their body language. I mean, I do like that we spend a lot of points in analyze and this stuff. When it comes to combat, we're absolutely useless, but when it comes to spotting things, we're somewhat doing Gucci. We're also not good with words yet, but no, we never will be. I don't think we get to improve our stats anymore. Oh yeah, we are not. Of course, they probably could. I live on a landed house, so it's on the ground floor. My neighbors could hear me yet. Oh no. But you know, you should probably complain properly first, or like ask you to shut the hell up before you cut the cable. Alright, let's spend 0 skill points. God damn it, Nux, I was fine. You mentioned sleeping with milk, now I feel sleepy. That is not me, Bucky. That is all you. That is all you, Bucky. You drink milk, you sleep for 10 hours, then you drink milk, and then you like, you know, talk about sleeping. I don't know. That is entirely on you. You know you could, or you could counter that with an energy drink. Trust me, bro. I have never drank. Did I ever drink an energy drink? Probably I tasted one that was like, nah, this is too chemical taste. And I'm like, nah. Chemical and sugars. Disgusting. They exchanged a private glance, words unspoken, but deep feelings it seemed. Let your lactose intolerance make diarrhea while you're passed out and wake up with the delicious smell of chalky milk. So I shall drink them? Bucky, are you asking me for permission? If you're asking me for permission, I will call you a good boy when you're not drinking energy drinks and still manage to stay awake, man. Do you want me to call you a good boy? I mean, I can also call you a bad boy when you drink energy drinks. I mean, being a cat dad is not the daddy image I thought I'd want. But, no, don't dare call me good boy. Thanks, Daddy Nux. Yeah, I'm only a cat dad. I'm no one's daddy. I'm only allowed to do dad jokes. I'm not allowed to say good boy or good girl. You are not an Asian goth sugar mummy with tattoos. Huh? That is oddly specific. Oddly specific. You make me lose my voice twice. Oh, I have to drink something. Also, I have 2 bags of peanuts open beside me. I should probably close them up again, as we shall eat them another time. I don't want to risk getting a peanut into my lung and cough for the entire rest of the stream. Milk is done. Okay. That's the 4th glass then. I think you should not just drink the milk. I think yeah. I think you should 5th. Oh my god. I think you should, you know, start eating cereal with that penis. Thank you, Shuki, for your for your contribution. Why ew? He just forgot the T. I prefer my cereal hard AF. Okay, what does that mean? So you only eat cereal with alcohol or what? Like you're pouring whiskey into your cereal into your bowl of cereal? I'm done with my 4th glass of water in 20 seconds. Nice. Enjoy the burping. I don't like cereal with milk. Well, what do you eat cereal with then? You know, there are I was always under the impression that there are 2 factions. people who first pour milk and then the cereal, and people who would first pour cereal and then the milk. I am part of the latter option, first the cereal, then the milk. But then you tell me that there's a third option the entire time, where you skip the milk entirely and just eat raw cereal, dry cereal. Be a fucking man and eat the cereal like newspaper. You don't eat newspaper. You should not eat newspaper. That is... No. No, sorry, Bucky. I'm sorry you have to find out like this, but you should not eat newspaper. My God. Bucky's a man who dry scoops gamer subs. Never tried, but... Oh no, but Shuki, you're giving him ideas.
Hello, what happened? Were you flying a base?
Huh? The little girl bounced around in front of me, hopping from foot to foot and brandishing a wooden sword. Seeing my bemused state, she stopped and glared at me.
I am Kala, an adventurer!
Oh. So she'll be my nemesis. Yes, I was in a fight to the death with a wicked beast, but I seem to have won. Never tried gamer subs, to be honest. I want that gasoline right in my lungs. You should have ate that Hot Wheels. What? Pedal, not the metal. You should have hotboxed yourself back in 1997, Buggy. What am I reading here?
You are a hero then, like Zelly!
She raised her weapon to the sky in a triumphant pose. Then she stood still again, a little deflated.
But Daddy don't let me play that game.
Just then I noticed a smaller child tucked in behind her, standing timidly and tugging at her tunic. A boy of around 3, still a little unsteady on his feet.
No, Carla. That. Daddy said he don't like Zelly game.
Mark?
I am Mark. I am Kala, an adventurer.
Nice. There's so much enthusiasm. I like it. Kana glanced at Isak, unsure of herself for a second, but her father stood silent, watching. A younger woman came over reluctantly, following her family to check on me.
Lady Juliana, I am so sorry. Lord Zelig was savior of Rodston and much beloved in Mons. I am Hannamila of Mons, a farmer.
Well, that's the wife of Isak. Her kind words were betrayed by her sullen face, scowling at Juliana against her intent.
Carla, Mark, my children, please, do not bother these good people. Come, come. We must be getting home to milk the cows.
Milk. I was left alone with my mother. You seem to share a private moment with Isak just now. I don't know what you're talking about. Though we were romantically attached many years ago, we're just acquaintances now. Everything changed when I met your father. He was the true love of my life. Did you see how... No, what? Did you see Isak? Oh, sorry. Did you see Isak much over the intervening years? I know. What are you accusing me of? You know exactly what I'm suggesting. There's more to this than meets the eye, isn't there? No, I would not want to, you know, accusing my mother of being unfaithful. Not in front of a cathedral, and actually never. We trust our mother. Yes, of course, I meant nothing by it, I'm sorry. Isaac's wife Hannah seemed unfriendly. Whoa, 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 whoa. What am I reading here in chat? I am 99, no more milk, tummy hurt. Maybe your mom should have? Then I wouldn't be here telling you you won't get any rent money. I'm looking at Gamer Subs flavors and notice they really have a lot of take all bitties. You just now realize that, Shugi? That's how they get the money. Yeah, I guess. Guess they do. Well, mother. Isaac's wife, Hannah, seemed very unfriendly, kinda, right? She seemed to hate you. She doesn't like me much, I'm afraid. She never did. She feels like Isaac's second choice, I think. Though I have always been friendly to her, she obsesses about my liaison with him, which was before I met your father, of course. It must be 25 years ago. Anime boobas on bottle and boob money. If it has booba, they will sell. I guess everybody likes booba, no? That's true, they have big images of bosoms on their cups too. I know, fam, I just got here. I think you're spending a lot of time watching or looking at this. Let's shift our focus from this conversation back to this wholesome moment we just had with our mother of almost accusing her of being unfaithful. Let's bring you back home. It had been a long and difficult day, and I was suddenly overcome with a great weariness. I lay my head against the crisp, starched fabric of a long-awaited slumber, and a long-awaited slumber enveloped me. The exertions of the last few days melted away like fat rendered from bone. I felt the sinews of my psyche break and repair themselves into something stronger, and from within this chamber of regrowth, a soft light began to emerge. First blue, and then a dappled green, hued at the edges by the warm tones of brickwork. Around me a scene began to form, accompanied by the strange discordant singing of creatures that were not quite birds. I found myself near the front of my family's home, facing the dock where I had whiled away my youthful mornings. Honestly, I think they sell more than flavors from YouTuber promos. Mother, you are a harlot. I almost said that, but I didn't. Pardon me, mother, but you have been shaking your bottom. No, I hope she didn't. At least not to Isaac. Probably to Zelig. Anyways. Ahead of me, a boy sat at the edge of the water. He stared at his own feet, dangling them over the planks, teasing the swimming fish below, which in fact were not quite fish. Hello? The boy did not turn to face me, but giggled strangely at the creature splashing and jostling towards his toes. I don't like this.
That's enough for now, little ones. There will be plenty to eat later.
The boy placed his hands against the coarse wood of the docks and began to raise his body. and I found myself suddenly in a place like my father's study, surrounded by books with titles I had never heard or which made little sense. Far ahead of me, as if through a mist, stood a man bearing a strange resemblance to the boy at the docks. Dearest mother, why hast thou shaketh thine bottom towards uncouth men like the harlot of the night? Thank you, Shuki. Alright, we are having strange dreams. Gentleman. I would just walk past you. I cannot, okay. Look at the shadows. Very cool. Hint! You can use the right mouse button on the control key to see additional interaction icons in the world. Wait, can we read this stuff? No, we cannot. Influencing the Carpathian Shepherd. The Blades of Adulis. Do we go on this side? Brimstone and Shackles, a culinary journey. Antediluvian carpentry. Antediluvians, aren't these some sort of vampires? Pays the bills. I can't pay my bills. Oh no, Shuki.
You've changed since I last saw you.
Who's this?
Thoughts from 1,000 books are etched into your brow. You carry a scholar's expression.
And you are, or have we met? Have we met?
Not in any way that matters. If we have, the version you encountered was a stepping stone, a preamble to my current form.
Okay.
I know you carry with you a tome of hidden knowledge. Each time you use it, its power radiates, an echo from one world to the next.
Then we stood atop the bridge in the center of Mans. Below us, large shadowy forms swirled in the water, their undulations jerky and unnatural. Yeah, they do look very weird. Maybe Death Eaters. But it seems you've reached an impasse. The echoes grow quiet. I mean, I have figured out the book's contents so far. I don't expect I shall have trouble with the rest. But why make things difficult for yourself when there is no need? What do you mean? Freely offered help is a rare and valuable thing, indeed. The world around me shifted once again, and we materialized beside the town gallows as 3 silent figures stood perched at the edge of death. I could hear the creaking of the rope as it strained against their weight. I sense a yearning for justice inside you. A righteous... What is this? Proclivity? Okay, proclivity. Tell me, do you wish to see your enemies account for their sins? Yes, I would have them suffer. No, I would not have them suffer. I don't even know who my enemies are. That is the first step. I have to identify them. Then you will have my help. With a snap, the 3 fingers on the gallows met their fate. The 3 figures on the gallows met their fate, my god. Their bodies jerked and writhed against the ropes until all 3 fell silent and swayed gently. The creaking of the rope growing even louder. Now we were in a place like the cemetery outside the city. If you wish to see justice done, your current allies will hardly suffice. They are soft and weak, not nearly as stoic as you need. Perhaps you even consider some of them too dear to risk. A dangerous attachment, but one we can circumvent. Your tome holds a powerful ritual, but one that can only be undertaken with great risk. How do you know about the ritual? Who are you? As I said, we spirits are idle things with ample time, and this realm is full of murmurs and whispers. This invocation has many names and many tongues. Livka, Ihia, Jisat, Animate. It brings the dead to life. At this, my heart lurched forward, and an eager expression washed across my face. Ah no, young lord, not like that. So we cannot revive our father. It creates thralls to serve your needs. Mindless husks that obey your every command, but do not undervalue the worth of perfectly loyal soldiers. Of course, raising the dead is no simple matter. First, you must procure a witch's knife. Atame? Oh. I am reading about Atame currently in one of the 40k books. What I was reading mean, I'm listening to it. So, Atames are very powerful. You saved me. Why? Monke. The knife is in the ornamental box. You must wield it in your hand. Okay. And with the blade in hand, you must cut the fat from another human. A T-posing human. You must then craft black candles from the fat, whose tallow will smoke with the stench of death. And to complete the ritual, you must arrange the bones of your thrall in a particular fashion. But be wary, the stronger your thrall, the more draining the process. Do not overburden your tender mind. My teacher urged me to take out my tome, then, and opened it on a page entitled Animate. This ritual was now clear to me, just as I had been shown. I looked to the bones, arrayed in front of me. The dust around them began to shift and float upwards. The pale ivory began to jostle back and forth, and just as it was ready to rise, I found myself back at the dock. In front of me, the boy giggled at the fish, like creatures snapping at his toes.
Be careful, child. What I have just taught you is not something to trifle with. Have you a final question?
Why are you helping me?
We have a mutual interest in seeing justice unfold. That should be sufficient.
That is very interesting. Could this be the lich? As I opened my mouth to ask more, the boy let out a final giggle and splashed the water with his toes. The sound reverberated strangely until I felt I could see the waves moving through the air. The brick walls began to dissolve, then the trees and water evaporated into smoke, and last of all the dock crumbled into dust. I found myself in a black void until, at last, awareness left me. Okay, we're back at home. Do we still have the Atama? Would have been crazy if we still had an Atama. Actually, let's do something here. Let's equip the sword. I want to go into the cellar and see if we can clear this place out of any undesirables that may linger there. Is that the cat out there? Kato. It was sleeping peacefully. Very nice. Albrecht, I need you to teach me how
Can I help you, my lord?
Might I remind you, sir, not to carry that weapon openly in town. It is against the law. Yes, I know, Albrecht. This is not why I came to you. Hannah, hello Hannah, and have fun lurking. I think I need to ask Stream Elements or Seribot, I don't know, about commands, and then we'll set them up. Or maybe we can do commands with Twitch, I don't know. Hi. Hello. Albrecht. Yes, the commands in commanding lol. Still hope you're doing AKR. I need to york it and pass out now? What the heck, Shuki? That is TMI. I am not gonna lie, I'm multitasking. Nice. Multitasking, always very cool. But what does AKR mean? Still hope you're doing... I don't know. Need a witch knives, Albrecht. Where can I find one? He nodded solemnly. Shuki wants one night stand alone. Gonna york it to Nug's manly voice and pass out. I guess I'm flattered. Thank you, Shuki. On the other hand, ew, why would you say this openly in chat? Mein Gott. If he was shocked in any way by my question, he did not show it. You could ask the priest, perhaps. He is knowledgeable about such matters. Be careful with your line of questioning, though. Witchcraft is forbidden in Mans, you must understand.
Can I help you,
Never
my
mind.
lord?
Yeah, I know. I think he told me already about... Is there new stuff on it? No. About the cellar. My father's drink rack, bottles of wine. After some searching, I found the unusual bottle that Albrecht had referred to. It had a hexagonal cross section and set in a tightly fitting shelf of that same shape. Because Nux is irresistible. Thank you. I am also German. I don't know, I didn't came up with anything else. I carefully twisted the bottle. The heavy gears of some hidden mechanism echoed from below. The trapdoor was currently open. I left it that way. Oh, it's very, very dark. Yeah, this is a good place for rituals, no? Ooh. Vials. Quite a lot of straw was spread on the floor. Spend 0 skill points to notice something. I noticed some curious markings peeking out from 2 or 3 spots where the straw was thin. I cleared the straw. The ground beneath was bare earth. And inscribed faintly into it was the glyph I recognized from the animate ritual. Look at this, man. We just have very good timing. So we need a witch's knife, mortar and pestle, jar, 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 jar bings, jar, jar bing chilling. Oh, a tinderbox, torches. Alright, let's equip the torch. How do we light the torch? Where is our tinder box? Is it here? There it is. Oh, I don't want to set the book on fire. Thank you very much. I hope we can use it indefinitely. Do we want to explore more? I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to know if there's a witch's knife down here. Nope, there is combat down here. Let's just, you know, not do this then. It's morning journal. The seance ritual requires a personal burial item of my father's, something interred with his ashes in the family crypt. So we need to go there. Then we will also need a brazier to build the fire in for the seance ritual. I require a witch's black-handled knife for the animate ritual. I need to find or make 3 black candles crafted from human flesh for the inanimate object, animate ritual. Okay. Ancient Egyptian mummification. Observations on the ancient Egyptian mummification process. Date 1725 by A. Schmidt. Okay. I have identified the substance wood alcohol. It is a pure distillation of a brew made from wood and water. It can be made in a standard alcohol still. Oh, we know where one is. The Englishman Sir Robert Boyle is the first in modern times to have produced it in a pure form. I believe this to be the key to the rejuvenate ritual, through which the wounds of the animated undead may be magically reversed. Oh, we can heal our undead then. Interesting. So I need to steal the distillery from the other bar. Alright. Actually, let's turn the torches off. I don't want to pour anything. This we can leave on, I think. Can we? No. We should turn everything off when we leave this place. Oh my god, I'm in the wall. Let's... That was... That would effortless... Wait, I left it that way. Wait, can we... What if we... Nothing. Okay, then let's shut it. Nice. I don't know how to turn off a torch. I don't want to put a burning torch in my backpack. But I guess we have to. Ah! Okay, nice. Gucci. Let's go to the cathedral in the morning. Or should we go to the family crypt first? I kind of want to go to the family crypt first in order to see if we can find something in the family crypt. La 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 la. Alistair van Elstrik. Ah, yes, of course. Why do I hear combat music? As I descended the stairs, a rank smell drifted up to greet me. I imagined that I heard faint shuffling noises echoing from the depths. Skeletons. This was a complete skeleton, worn and aged-looking, certainly but surely suitable for an animating with my ritual. I left it. More bones. I took bones. Seance ritual. Why is this crypt so damaged? An axe. Okay. Another torch. Let's grab it just in case. The reinforced doors to the lower catacombs were smashed and hung limply on one hinge. I could not contemplate going past this point without good reason. Since I was seeking an item buried with my father, I should check his burial urn. It was right behind me in an alcove in the wall of our family crypt. Here or what? Zelik's urn. It's not good. The bars of my father's alcove had been torn apart. His urn lay on its side, his ashes spilled. I searched gingerly amongst the ashes for the personal burial item I would require for the ritual, but alas, there was none. I spent 0 skill points to find a clue. Then I spotted a faint set of footprints from some bare, misshapen feet. My eyes followed them anyway towards the broken door and through into the lower catacombs. I would have no choice but to brave the depths to find this priceless item. There was no chance I could survive down there alone. However, perhaps friends or mercenary assistance could be found, though my motives would be hard to explain. Or perhaps through the animate ritual I could raise an arm and arm some skeletal minions. This would provide a more discreet form of protection. Well, I guess we'll take the skeleton then. I took it. Oh! How do we get this back in the city? How would we get the skeleton back into the city without being spotted by all the guards? Began to feel ill as soon as I stepped inside. Lovely. I have now a natural aversion to churches. Please let me in, Jonas.
Quick, get
Thank
inside.
you. Let's Whew. Okay. Brazier for the seance. I require a witch's black-handed knife. The animate I need to end the black candles. Okay. Let's go to the candle maker.
How may I assist you?
Oh, that's
I am
this
Shogun,
person.
the candle maker.
Might I speak with you about making candles? I have all the candles you need here. One such as you need not dirty your hands. I seek not to make my own. I merely find the topic fascinating. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed it is. Traditionally, candles were made by boiling tallow that is animal fat in water. We still make cheap ones this way, but their flame is very smoky. I make most of mine the modern way by replacing tallow with beeswax. They do cost a bit more though. Okay.
How may I assist you?
Please show me your
Certainly.
wares. Here's normal candles and this stuff. Okay. Maya! Oh, you don't want to talk? Okay, sorry. I'll go to your sister then. Moika, how are you doing this morning?
The barracks are close to civilians.
I know, Moika. We have been over this. I think it's time we compliment her. No. Actually, you're far. Or is it Flattery? I think it is Flattery. No, you're far too pretty to be stationed at the barracks, Moika. Would a soldier like that? Show all options. I see. We have no new options. We could do these two. I don't know. How good are we with the military? 27.
Farewell.
I don't like that. Let's go to the cathedral. Begin to feel ill as soon as I stepped inside.
My child?
To speak with you about witches, father. Witches? What specifically about witches, my child? Finding a witch was crucial to my plans, as this was how I would obtain a ceremonial Tama. The ever-smiling priest would probably know something of use. I would try to convince him with a little lie. I don't wanna, you know,
I am Father Olivier.
I don't want to leverage
Jr.
something over the priesthood. They should not be suspicious over me. I spent 0 skill points to claim to need a witch for her remedies. I'm looking for a remedy of a small problem of mine. The church can help with all manner of ailments and problems, my child. Pray tell me, what ails you? I have a friend. Who needs the consequences of her indiscretions cleared up? Who needs to address a malady in an unmentionable area? The man looked deeply uncomfortable at this and stumbled over his words. Oh, why, I see. I have heard a number of my flock make mention of a woman with unconventional wisdom. I do not know with certainty where she dwells, but I suspect it is somewhere in the forest outside the northern gate. That is all I know. Thank you, Father. I will take my leave. What is this? Reliquary. The true shin bones of Saint Mark. The bone itself was firmly shackled in the place and behind bars. How could we possibly steal this? I mean, let's see how much a brazier costs at the general store. How much money do we have? 26. I've learned that candles may be made by boiling grease or flesh in water. I've learned that a witch may be found in the northern forest. North Gate. Should we hire us? No. No, we'll go to the witch alone. La 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 la. I need to find a witch in the forest to give up her atama for me. That is the north road, but where is the northern forest? To our left. Which we may not enter. Oh yeah, this woman. There was a fluttering of wings and the birds swooped past me. Then a woman emerged from behind a tree.
Greetings, child.
Ah, how wonderful. Alistair, isn't it? What a lovely morning for a walk in the woods. You took your time though. I was starting to think I'd have to track you down myself. Her youthful voice rang out clear and playful, yet carried the authority of someone with deep knowledge. I met you before, do you recall? Two brigands accosted you as I passed in a coach. Certainly I do, and I can tell that you have learned a lot since then. Your quest intrigues me. I mean, are you a witch? She feigned a pout, one hand brushing the hem of her short dress as she tilted her head to examine me. So serious. Can't a girl simply enjoy a pleasant conversation in the woods? I know things, unconventional things. Does that make me a witch? Well, I mean, actually, I don't care if you're a witch or not, man. I just seek an athama, or atama. A witch's knife. Ah, straight to it then. You are a man who speaks plainly and asks for what they want. I mean, how do you know what I want? Her eyes sparkled like a cat toying with its prey. She paused, brushing a strand of dark hair from her face as she stepped closer. Her scent was of spring flowers, an intoxicating bouquet. She whispered in my ear, "Go to the chapel outside the dead man's gate. Go at midnight. Go alone. I shall ask someone I know to meet you there, though she will not know why. You will have to convince her of the Athame yourself. Midnight at the chapel. Very well, thank you." The woman smiled sweetly. With that, she spun on her heel and turned towards the woods. I saw her form fade away even before she reached her nearest tree. Just like that, we may have found something. This is where the fun begins. We are about to animate our first person. But do we buy a brazier or not? I know that buying a mercenary costs like 2 to 3 coins. Let's see, where's the general store again? Here. Hello. Still running around with my torch. Maybe I shouldn't. What if I put it in here? Oh, no. What if I put it in here? Then it's still on fire. Very nice.
Welcome. Browse my wares if you see fit. And do not be afraid to ask if you need any help.
May I see your wares,
Of
please?
course. The best prices you can find in all of the
Oh,
world.
12 coins. I don't know about that. Human flesh should be acquired at the hospital, no?
Sorry, hospital is
Hospital
closed
is
to visitors.
closed.
Dr. von Salfelden's orders.
Can I ask
You
why?
can ask, but I don't have an answer for you.
I see.
hardly understand anything the man says. Medical reasons. There, that's your answer.
That is most frustrating. Where is my dear diviner Sulan? You seek knowledge of the ritual blade known as an Athama. You know this. How do you know I need one? I see many things about many people, though you are a strange one. Your path is cloudy. So what can you tell me about this, about Athamas in general? That they are the tools required for many rituals. Also that their owners guard them jealously, for they bind and entwine with their own essence. And also, can you tell me how to get one? An Atama is not something you can just find laying about. It needs to be ritually chanted by a witch. Alright then, where can I find... Well, can I not close this? I mean, I know this. Can I just say thank you? I know all of this.
Sulan, a fortune teller with
Thank you.
mystical
I know
powers.
this, Sulan. Yes. Alright then, where can I find a witch, Sulan? You question me very plainly on forbidden matters, young noble. This is not wise, especially not here, given all that this country has been through. I attempted to charm her. Should we charm Sulan? No, I don't think we should. I think you are a good friend of mine, Sulan, but I left the matter for the moment, because we already talked to a witch. How could we possibly steal the brazier of the church? Ah, he's looking in this direction. Yeah, Virgin Mary with the baby Jesus. Let's go to the Grim. As I approached, the guardsman on my right spun around to face me. From my left, the guardswoman shouted,
Halt! Who goes there?
Do you have permission to enter Fritz Carnell's Grim?
The pair were clearly on edge. I needed to trick these guards into letting me have a moment alone with Fritz so that I could obtain some chunks of flesh for my candles. Might I have a private moment? Wait, I do have 2 beers. You two look thirsty, stuck here on this unpleasant duty. Might I offer you a drink?
Thank you, much obliged.
I took out the bottle of port from my bag and held it out, grinning. The guards took it and set to work.
Rest my eyes for a moment. Ursula, keep watch, won't you?
Damn, I gotta go relieve myself.
I pulled out my knife and swiftly cut 3 chunks of flesh from the sizable buttocks of the nobleman, 1 for each candle. We have human flesh, human flesh, human flesh. We should just immediately run back and put it in a chest. Also, where's the father? Still looking there. Hang tight, father. I will now leave the church. Now I also cannot remember, was the church closed in the afternoon? This would be a shame. But first... Oh, the guards are not here. I thought more guards were stationed here in the morning, but apparently not. Hello. Let's twist that bottle. And we'll put the chunks of flesh here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Nothing. I wonder if we get an achievement if we win this game without selling all of our family's belongings. Maya, why are you all inside each other? I believe this tavern has closed. Yes. Alright, let's go. I have learned that I have arranged to meet a witch at midnight in the chapel. Yes. Just need a brazier, man. The old woman was scrubbing vigorously at the church wall, cleaning away the grime that had built up in the recent storms. She looked red in the face, and her hair had come undone and fallen into her eyes. As I approached, she kept cleaning, not bothering to look at me. Excuse me, madam. Yes, child. That looks like hard work. The work must be done, difficult or not. Our wet weather has spread so much mud onto the walls, and no one else will raise a hand to do anything about it. So I'm doing it, and I intend to do it well. Okay, thank you. For the afternoon church. Let us save, just to make sure, right? Just wanna know. Because Father Olivia is not looking into this direction, so he cannot see us. His assistant doesn't seem to be here. Oh god. Okay, I took the brazier. Oh, we did it. Oh ho ho. I did not know how stealing works, but apparently if we have something stolen in our inventory or the person who owns this item is nearby, can spot us. That does not sound Gucci. So let's run in here. Oh no, we have to put it in the family crypt. Let's put the brazier in here. Okay. Need to find or make 3 black candles. I need to search for the dangerous catacombs below the family for a buried artifact. I learned that candles may be made by boiling grease or flesh in water. I've arranged to meet a witch at midnight in the chapel outside the cemetery. If we do this, we can do the black candles And then we can animate the skeleton. The only question is, how do we get the skeleton back into the city? Maybe. Oh, maybe this leads to somewhere outside the city. All right, let's put all of these on. What? Is this not possible? Ah, okay. Okay, this looks rather red to me. So why not equip this? Attacks melee, slow strike, base damage 35. What about the sword? Base damage 30. Okay, it's just better. Who am I fighting? Let's back up a bit. I don't know what that does. Let's end our turn. Okay, singular ghoul. Commune with the realm of the dead and gain magic points. Okay. Oh, I did it. I gain magic points. Nice. Aua. Aua. Please don't hit us again. Oh no, we missed. Okay, we 33% chance. If we hit, we win. If we not hit, we don't hit the school, we are dead. Thank you, Christ, for protecting us. My sword is no longer in my hand. I don't know why. I also forgot info, combat, courage. Okay, doesn't say anything about HP. This looks like it leads outside. It was the tunnel access. Surely I was outside the city walls. Okay, can I please... Ah, yeah. Okay, where am I? Where am I? Sea cliffs. Oh, here. Zelek's tunnel. So we have... Oh my god, we have to bring this. Also through the slums. Okay. I mean, it does sound doable, actually. Oh, what is this? A lighthouse? Can we get there? No. That is a crime. I would love to get into the lighthouse. Okay, let's walk this entire way just once so we know at least where we are walking. We have to go east. So we just follow this road then. So we don't need the torch anymore. Put it in here where it's still burning. Okay, if we're walking this close to the city walls, they will surely see us, no? So we would have to make a big walk around then. Going the very, very long way. Ooh, lavender. Don't mind if I take at least one. Yoink. Do we have here firewood? We don't need firewood at this moment, I believe, because we still have some, if I recall correctly. Yes. So we just follow through the slums. Whoops, I did not want to do that. Wait, we can just talk to people here. Caw-caw. Barbara. Hello, Barbara. A young woman strode about throwing seeds, fruit, and roughage to the pigs milling around her. The pigs happily snorted and shoved each other out of the way to snatch up the tastiest morsels.
Oh, Barbara, you've gone fed them too much again, haven't you?
I see we have the cliché of the beautiful farmer's daughter or something, I don't know. She sighed. A gurgling coo rose from the cloth bundle bound across her chest.
Finish, little one. Poke your eyes out and take a look at the little pieces. Your mama loves those sticky bees. Yes, she does. Oh!
She caught sight of me and turned, giving a wide smile. A beautiful pendant sparkled at her neck, far more exquisite than one might expect in this part of the city.
Good tidings to you. Have you come out to watch the pigs?
I prefer watching the folk tending to them. Ah, yes, speech. But yeah, they are certainly a sight to behold. They are very happy.
Pigs are quite smart, you know. You quite get used to them if you get over the smell. I only wish we could keep them. But, you know, empty bellies and all that.
I'm Barbara. Pleased to meet you. Hi, I'm Alistair. Who is this use? And who is this you have strapped to you? Oh, this is my lovely Gisela. Say hello to Mama's friend, young one. Barbara pulled the swaddling aside and a tiny bewildered face poked out. A coo burbled up and out of the child's mouth. Why, Alistair, I have been looking at your face this whole time and didn't notice. Your nose is such a match for hers. How curious. What? I think you will find she takes after her mother in this regard. See how it turns up just so like yours? I have no idea what we are talking about this time. I reached out and gently traced the tip of Barbara's nose with my index finger. True, true, I admit. I do not think much about how my nose looks. Does it really look like hers? How wonderful. Trust increased by 4. Outsiders +4. Very nice. I think we should leave more small talk for other times, so I shall leave you to your pigs, Barbara. We'll see each other again. Is this your home? Oh, that's the pig shed. That's your home. Can I just enter your home? Thank you. I just need the location on my map, which it doesn't show now. Okay. Chicken! Chickman! Look at all those chicken! Okay, where do we have to go? South. This way then. Let's talk to this person who obviously looks like she is having a day. An attractive lady with olive-colored skin. She looked as though she was waiting for somebody. Hello, sir. Why would I ask this right away? Pleased to meet you. I'm Alistair von Elstrick, and you are? She rubbed her hand to clean it on the front of her dress, then held it out.
I am Rosa Dalfara, a farmer. Pleased to meet you.
Outsider's trust increased again. Yippee! Do you live in this hovel? She regarded me stonily from dark eyes, but said nothing for a moment. Then she courtesied elaborately, holding out the hem of her dress.
I do, my lord. Me and my parents and 2 brothers. All of us under this one roof.
Spent 0 skill points to notice something in her movement. I saw her wince in pain as she stood straight again, one hand on her belly. I see you are blessed with child, Rosa. Her eyes looked at the ground and her face blushed scarlet.
Perhaps. I am not sure just yet. Please don't tell anyone, no, for I am not yet married.
Your secret is safe with me. And nodded and left. A goat. Is goat. Goat medicine. Can I pet the goat? I did not have a vessel in my hand to fill it with goat milk. We can get goat milk. Caw. Wait, did you just... I see. Have fun in the house. Have fun phasing through walls. Is this... Then we have ominous music again for some reason. I do hope that the farmers are all sleeping at night. What was this again? The city's old lime kiln had been repurposed to suit our new funerary practice. Now it was used for cremations. Ah, I see. Righty, and then we are here at the chapel. Good. That means we tell Jonas to
I'll open the gate. Quick, get
let us back inside, and we'll go home to advance the time a bit. Now it's evening, and now it's night. Deadman's Gate. Maya, my dear.
Going out? At night? Hold on while I open the gate. Be careful.
Danke. Alrighty. As I stepped into the chapel, I felt the cold air from the graveyard against my back, until at last the solid door swung shut behind me. My eyes were slow to adjust to the murky dark around me, but in time the shapes of pews and an altar made themselves known. The sight of the holy shrine drew an involuntary shiver from my spine, and I felt queasy. I pressed forward. I waited. The chapel remained as inert as when I had entered. Nothing moved, and even the candle flames seemed barely to flicker against their wicks. Then a gust of wind caressed me from the side.
Awful quiet, aren't you? Then again, perhaps you were just biding time, huh?
Oh! The woman beside me smiled. The gentle, inviting smile of a matron. She was thin, with long black hair that had only just begun to turn brittle with age.
Tell me, do you know why you've come here? Or is it just some happy twist of fate that has brought you and I together?
I was told you might be able to help me, or I've heard that you might be an expert in unconventional matters, or I've come to demand your assistance. We will not take option 3. I am leaning to the second one. It's a bit of flattery, and it does not tell her that we need her. I've heard that you're an expert in unconventional matters. The woman smiled, all warmth and comfort, without an ounce of condescension in it.
My, that is certainly a broad description, isn't it? But you are not mistaken. There are many things I know, which those inside the city are happy to keep outside their walls. We shall see what nature my assistance takes. For now, let us talk.
Are we safe to speak freely here? Of course, no interlopers will visit us while we talk. I have warded the door against intrusion. Any who come here will find nothing but a broken handle and a vague desire to return home, which will guide their feet and ears well away from this chapel. I assume that is why you came to speak to me after all, because I know how such things are done. Indeed. I do not share my knowledge lightly, but I believe you are capable of putting it to good use. What kind of assistance can you offer? I will offer what you need, when you need it, no more, no less. When you know your desires, you can come to me again. Your ward is impressive. Are there other spells you know? Of course, but they are mine to cast. You shall have your own. So, I was directed here by a young woman. Is she your friend? I know of whom you speak. Yes, I know her. She asked me to meet you after all. Who is she? The woman did not reply immediately, as if choosing her words. As she spoke, I could tell she was holding something back. My sister. She is not all she appears, at least. How can I meet her again? She will find you when you need her, I suppose. I had no more to ask about the younger witch. Why do you ask about her? I find her intriguing. I have met her twice now and I'm curious, that's all. That is basically this, but with more background info. So yeah. Yeah, I have met her twice now, and I was curious, that's all. So, why are you willing to help me? I foresee that our roads have similar obstacles, similar foes that we must best. I have seen that your path will bring justice against those who have wronged me, those who have cast me out and stolen the blood of my life. Why should I not wish to facilitate such an outcome? So, who is our common enemy then? Do not worry, my child. You will learn that soon enough. And finally, who are you? I am different things to different people at different times. To you, I can be an ally, a friend with mutual interest. Of course, there was a life I lived before, and one I will live hence. But we need only concern ourselves with the present. Well, to business then. There is a certain matter I would like to discuss. Then let us discuss it. I require a witch's black-handled knife. I don't know, man. It's an atama. How fortunate then that you are talking to a witch. Perhaps you can consecrate this blade I carry? Indeed I can, so long as you use it to wreak havoc upon our enemies. The knife shall be enchanted to your needs. Step back. She took the knife from me and ran her fingers along its edge until blood began to seep from her fingertips. She muttered strange, rhythmic words in a language I did not know. And allowed the crimson liquid to run along the metal, where it was soon absorbed like water into thirsty earth. As she spoke, the features of her face became imprecise and hazy, as though my eyes could find no focus. At times she seemed to be a young maiden, at others an old crone, and then again the woman I had spoken to only a moment before. When her incantations stopped, solidity returned to her face. She looked up at me and smiled. Here you are, young lord. Put the blade to good use and see our enemies undone. Do not forget, Alistair, the path you walk has been provisioned. We shall see each other again before long. Atama has been added to the inventory, very nice. And I was alone again in that chapel, a ceremonial Atama in my possession. That is very wonderful. Let us do something immediately, since we are in the night. Grave mist. No. So. Pick up the skeleton. That is like, what is this, like an ancestor of mine or a relative? Okay, so north and then west. But we will take the long route north. Oh man, we cannot sprint. This will take a while. I hope we can take this way. No, we cannot. Okay. Can we walk this way? Take me to church. Oh, nope, this leads to a ghoul fight. I remember this ghoul fight. This is the ghoul fight that killed me last time. We should save. We should save, I said. Well. Alright, there they are. So we have to stay out of their view. Let's unequip the torch then, actually. So we are harder to spot. Maya doesn't want to look outside. That is good for us. At least we can see the vision range of all the people. That is very helpful. Oh no, what is this? An encounter? Oh man. Can we go around it? I think we can. I don't want to fight right now. If it's more than one, I will lose. Okay, so far so good. Let's hope that the people in the slums are asleep. La la la, just you know, a young nobleman walking around with the skeleton of one of his ancestors. Nothing to worry about. You can trust me. Egg. I don't like how we just walk in the middle of the slums with a skeleton in hand. Barbara's house. Also, I must say, the amount of female NPCs so far that I have met that seem to be flirtable is far more present than male NPCs. Unless these NPCs change when we would have created a female character. I don't know that, honestly. But then again, there are 2 guards at the barracks. 1 male, 1 female. Which are both very handsome and seem like romance options. I don't know, or maybe we just flirt with them so we can get inside the barracks at some point to receive very cool gear. Also, we have to increase our trust with the military, so if the order comes to kill us, the military is like, oh no, we don't want to kill this dude. Or I was gambling there, didn't know if this thing is just, you know, literally just, you can see this thing, or if it would be everything below it as well. Okay, we are at the north gate, so we just have to continue this path, okay. And then we will animate the skeleton. And then we will go into my father's tomb so we can commence the seance ritual. Why does this look like there is light there? Let's drop the skeleton here. Why is it so shiny here? We go there? No. There are rocks flowing in the sky. Interesting. Well, I'll pick you up again. Sorry. I don't even know your name. Maybe we call you Heinrich. Heinrich is a good name. Klaus would also be a good name, but Klaus is already the person for the carriage. Oh god, where am I? Is this the tunnel entrance? Nope, it is not. Lovely. I do like that we can see a lot without a torch at night. Oh, I think there it is. Maybe. Are we really... Oh man, I took a wrong turn. Oh man. The skeleton is rather heavy. Wait, did I take a wrong turn? Or is this... This is definitely not where we are. Damn. I thought this is where we are. Oh, blue grass. Yeah, this is the... this was the tunnel entrance all along. I have been fooled by myself. Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad we decided to check the cellar now. That has been quite the adventure. You go there. I commence a ritual. Oh no, don't tell me. Oh, there it is. Gott sei Dank. How about we do this filled with regular water? We do this again. Ah, this is how we empty them. Okay, very nice. Okay, cooking pot. Let's get the ladle actually. Wait, this is a... Wait, they're both a stove. Never mind then, okay. Alright. I've learned that candles may be made with boiling grease or flesh and water. Alrighty, we'll now go upstairs to our room and grab the human flesh that we stored there, which is hopefully not already rotting, since we have no refrigerator. Ah, yes, this is the brazier place. I forgot, which we also need right now. Not for this ritual, but for the one that comes after it. Let us then descend back into the depths of our cellar and open this chest. Yes, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Nice. We only need... We did not cut this flesh with an atama. I hope this is not a bad thing. There it is. Alright, let's do this. Made a black candle. There's another one. I was halfway expecting that we just have now cooked human meat, but I'm glad they are immediately made into black candles. Nice. Journal updated. Having obtained a witch's knife and 3 black candles, I need to bring these together with a skeleton to the cemetery at night to attempt the animate ritual. Why the cemetery? Why the cemetery? I can do this at home. Please let me do it at home. I literally brought the skeleton. Don't tell me I need to carry it back the entire way. Oh, we have to save unless... because the game might still want us to bring the skeleton back. I could feel the dead calling. This was the perfect location to perform the animate ritual. However, I was not carrying a skeleton. Okay, let's carry this person. I resolved to proceed with the ritual. I stood in the damp chamber, the materials of the ritual arrayed beside me. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves, and all around me was silent. I hefted the skeleton in my arms and moved to the chosen spot. I delicately arranged the bones to fit within the ritual glyph, which was faintly visible in the dirt from some prior use. Having carefully laid out the inanimate body, I took a step backwards. I drew out the witch's knife and felt it surge against my grip, as though it were attempting to retreat from the coming ordeal. I held the blade firmly. I tightened my grip, and in time the writhing hilt began to calm its otherworldly tremors. With an eager hand, I stepped into the dirt and dragged the blade against the soil, opening a great gash into the earth. I half expected the ground to bleed as I carved one line after another, carefully tracing the faint pattern of the symbol on the floor. One by one, I placed the black candles in their proper configuration, feeling the potency of the ritual grow with each motion. I withdrew the spellbook and studied the words within. As I spoke, the candles blazed brightly, one by one, and the gashes that I had cut into the earth glowed with an otherworldly hue. And it's animated. When the last syllable escaped my tongue, a stillness crept over my surroundings. The sound that had played against my ears went silent. The colors became more muted, and at last the bones began to stir. The figure tentatively moved right at itself, and at last it stood before me. It turned its head in my direction, and although the skull had only teeth, I imagined a sinister grin forming across the cavity that was its mouth. I grinned back. And then I just became unconscious. Chapter 6: Dominion of Phobos. But my pleased expression lingered only for a moment. The skeleton stepped towards me, and with each crack of its bony feet, a tremendous pain spread throughout my body. I felt as though I'd exerted myself for days, as though I'd undergone a great ordeal. I became the very embodiment of exhaustion. The landscape around me swirled and spiraled, and then coalesced into a single shadowy blur. I felt myself falling, but the descent was endless, forever awaiting the moment of impact. I scrambled forward, but there was no direction in which I could advance. All the space around me had lost its shape, and I was nowhere. Okay. The blur became a tunnel, its walls writhing and unsteady. From behind me I heard a terrible snarling and then the cracking of bone and snapping of sinew. Strange creatures lumbered through the misshapen passage, their bodies made of shard and shadow. If they caught me, I felt that they would at once envelop my body and gash it in 1,000 different places.
A shame. He is not as sturdy as we'd hoped.
Be kinder to the poor lad. He's only just begun to learn the art.
The witches. The voices around me had no fixed location. I looked back over my shoulder, only to see the shadowy beasts in eager pursuit. When I turned forward, a young man stood before me, wearing the clothes of an academic. He turned in my direction and frowned. No, that's not nearly fast enough. All those years of study and the knowledge will be gone in an instant. I'll have to run much faster than that. I pushed past the apparition, brushing its shoulder as it stood. A moment later I heard the gnashing of teeth and a horrendous shriek uttered in my own voice. Oh!
A pity that he could not help himself.
The past is rarely a help to anyone. It brings only trouble and pain.
But all will be okay. I know it.
We must not be wasteful. Never wasteful.
Who's this? Is this the Lich? A new voice had joined the chorus, brittle and coarse like gravel. Who are you?
You ask questions that do not matter.
They matter to me. Ahead of me, another figure materialized within the endless tunnel. He held a phantom book in his hand and gestured towards an invisible board behind him. All this work for nothing then? What a waste. I rushed past, feeling the shadows at my heels. Again, a cacophony of torn flesh and screams erupted from behind
The child is nearly spent. You must stop the hunt.
But what can we do? It is in his hands.
We could lend the child a bit of help.
But too much will make him weak. He must learn for himself.
Yes, he must not become frail, but he is of no use if obliterated.
The gravel voice was booming now, its words a clear command, an irresistible force of intent.
Very well, very well.
I felt the shadows nip at my heels, and their touch was like a cold spear of ice cutting against my flesh. The pain caused me to stumble, and I was sure that the strange forms would overtake me at any moment. But I heard a cry from the motherly woman, a word loud and clear that I did not understand. A word of power. Then the walls of the tunnel began to break, with grand, thunderous cracks that sped across the surface. The shadows pitched from side to side and screeched with a glassy tenor. The rending of the walls intensified, and soon they collapsed inwards. Not from above, but from all sides. I fell to my knees and... I covered my head with my hands. But I could feel the imploding tunnel crush my body. The pain was all-encompassing, but through it I could hear the scratching and moaning of the shadows which had haunted me. We were all of us trapped beneath a monumental weight. What? Okay. Ages passed, and I sensed the heavens circling overhead. At last, I heard the shifting of stone and felt my broken body pulled free of the wreckage. I was aware of swaying forms above me and the changing wind. I felt myself floating, with shadows passing overhead at intervals until I came to a labored stop and was dragged once more, this time across a sandy, coarse surface. Then the motion stopped.
That's enough.
We cannot approach any further. This will have to do.
But look how delicate he is, shielding his head just so. Such a shame we cannot tend to him ourselves. Mana increased to 1, interesting. The figures lingered above me a while, longer than evaporated. The figures lingered above me a while longer, then evaporated into the passing wind. As my mind... Wait, what can I do? Oh man, this just makes it bigger. Okay, never mind. As my mind turned black, a voice new but distantly familiar emerged from the void. It was faint, but even so, an intense anger permeated every syllable. They help, you know, but it's a sham. A pantomime created to beguile you. Do not trust the voices that beckon. They will undo you. Whew. The voices are back. A deep and primordial stupor engulfed me. I felt as though I had not yet been born, as though my being were still swirling in the unformed morass that would become the universe. My memories seemed like imagined dreams of the future, yet my future was a faint echo of the past. Only briefly did existence return to me. Figures moved about me, their words muffled and the rhythm of their speech staccato.
He seems more responsive. I wonder what the young lord remembers.
He has been muttering in his sleep. Strange things. Strange places.
Not safe. Dangerous names to speak in such a voice.
Their words reached me, and I had just enough time to detect a sinister intonation before my mind dissolved into subconsciousness. When I next awoke, I found a small beetle trudging across the fjords of fabric that ensnared me. I at last realized that I was in a bed with the sheets tucked tightly around my body. The beetle continued its solitary trek, disappearing behind a fold in the fabric. When I looked up, I saw a witchly figure standing over me, robes draped over her thin shoulders. She smiled with an uneasy grin.
It seems our patient has awoken. I am Sister Benedicta, a nun who works in the hospital.
Another voice taunted from beyond the corridor.
Let us hope this waking puts those strange mutterings to rest.
What the heck is going on in the hospital? Why does it look like this? This is not a hospital.
You are too optimistic, sister. Such things do not leave the mind easily. I am Sister Benedicta, a nun who works in the hospital.
She smiled at me again as footsteps clapped against the stone floor, growing louder and louder, boring into my skull until at last they came to a halt beside me.
His condition is much improved. Good afternoon. Do you know who I am?
I do not know, you know.
No, I suspected you might know. But we will be better acquainted soon enough.
His words cut through me, and I felt a great unease about his knowledge of my future. My foggy mind could not see the truth. In the final embers of my consciousness, I heard the man mutter a command.
He seems well enough. The twins can tend to the patient from here.
I entered the black again, but after what felt like only an instant, a gasp pulled me into the world of the living. The light had changed, everything was coated in midnight blue, and the bee stuff was gone. I could not help but notice the fluttering curtains at a nearby window. An edge of the delicate fabric had caught a splinter of wood and risked tearing in the breeze. Alistair, is that you? Or is this still some strange dream? I turned to see a familiar face sitting upright in the bed next to me, but I could recall neither name nor how we knew each other. The friendly-looking man squinted at me as much in a stupor as I was. No, it can't be you. Yesterday you were my grandmother. The day before, that the fish peddler from the market. By tomorrow you'll be the queen herself. Too many people at once. Words flowed from my mouth without conscious thought. Are you a ghoul or a sage, perhaps? Neither, I reckon. Then again, would I know if I was? Bit of a heavy thought that, likely to make the ice drop. In fact, it is making me ice. And with that, my friend slumped into a stupefied slumber, which I soon followed. When I next opened my eyes, I was sure that I saw double, and yet my senses seemed more firm than before. Two faces with mops of bright red hair regarded me smiling.
Looks like we finally got some signs of life.
Annie?
I am Annie, a healer from far off Ireland.
Wait, is Annie the redhead from the academy?
About time, too.
Okay, this one I do not know.
The doctor had given us a corpse. I'm Connor, a healer from far off Ireland.
This is weird.
A fine-looking corpse that would be.
Okay.
Aye, but look at his brow. It's furrowed deep. Poor thing must be having dark dreams.
I'd say those dreams suit him if he wasn't running such a fever. I'll fetch some cool water.
And I'll get some fresh linens.
I slipped away again, but the spell of darkness was short this time. I regained consciousness and found the two of them still tending to my feverish body, and in this way the morning passed with me ebbing in and out of sleep, forever greeted by their tender, delicate attention. It was only by late afternoon that I felt well enough to sit up. The two smiling faces met mine, and it occurred to me that they must have been brother and sister, for nothing else could explain the abundant similarities in their features and mannerisms.
There we are, properly awake at last.
How are we feeling, love?
I'm not sure.
But you're speaking crisp and clear at least.
That's a fine sign. We'll have you on the mend soon.
I'm Annie, and this is my brother Connor.
Annie and Connor. She blushed a little and gestured towards him.
Perhaps it would be best if we assessed your clarity of mind. Let's begin with the last thing you remember.
I was conducting an experiment.
Well, that might explain how you lost consciousness. What sort of experiment was it?
It was only now that the full memory of what I had undertaken returned to me. My mind turned over the strange things I had seen and sensed in the days prior. I cannot remember. I lied. Annie furrowed her brow. That's a bit of bad luck. If we knew what you were doing, what substance you were using, it might help guide our treatment. I suppose there's no need to push it. We can come back to the topic. Can you tell us your name, who you are? I am Alistair von Elstrick, a scholar. I spent the last years in intense study, only returning to Mons upon hearing of my father's death. My condolences, but at least your memory seems well intact. It is a happy thing to meet someone so well read. Perhaps we can discuss your studies in more detail when you are better. Are there any questions that you have for us? Yes, we would be happy to tell you what we know. The pair kept finishing each other's thoughts, tripping over each other to engage my intention. This was quite endearing, though in my befuddled state. A bit confusing too. Is this what the voice was meaning when they said the beckoning voice? Is this beckoning? I don't know, but I don't trust them. They are too good looking. Where am I? You are in the hospital in Mons. More specifically, you are in the recovery ward. We're quite well equipped here, thankfully. And how did I get here? I'm afraid we don't know all the details. Some workers from the docks found you in a nearby alley. They seemed to think you were a drunkard until one of them recognized your face. But how exactly you ended up in that alley so near the hospital is beyond us. How long have I been here? Just a short spell, 3 or 4 days, which is, by the way, the exact time that Moika said she'd be stationing in the barracks and couldn't go anywhere else, so now she should have some free time. You know, just saying, I don't know why this is the first thing I remember, but you know. For the first few, you slept, muttering strangely now and then, gave the nuns plenty of reasons to bless themselves out of fear. Are there any other patients here? Of course, the ward here is not very large. Much of the hospital was converted into a fever containment wing, so we've had to squeeze a few of you into these rooms. I believe you know one of the other patients, Diedrich Vosentun. They are indeed a bit sus. I strained to turn my neck. Diedrich was sleeping in the bed beside mine, his brow furrowed by the agitation of some strange dream. This was the man I had spoken to the night before. Diedrich, loyal Diedrich, on the mend at last after the unfortunate incident with the grave mistrap. Alrighty, Annie, Connor, can you tell me about yourselves? Us? I suppose we've had something of an adventurous few years. My sister and I came down from Navan, far off in Ireland. We've got a bit of medical experience, but Dr. von Saalfelden has been training us to be surgeons. Of course, people from Ireland are redheads. Should have guessed that, actually. Healing keeps us busy enough. But when you lot are all tucked in and sleeping, I try to sneak in a bit of reading. And I try to sneak in a nap. I was growing tired again from all this talking. Sister, see how he yawns? Thank you. Well, then it's time to rest, isn't it? We can't have you getting worse, now that we've learned what a chatterbox you are. Have a bit of sleep and we'll check in tomorrow. I'm pleased to see you making a recovery. The siblings smiled and stepped away. As they left, I felt the last remaining energy drain from my body, as though it had been waiting for the departure before granting me release. I lapsed once more into the turbulent slumber which had colored my days. A clatter of sounds brought me back to the realm of the living. I heard the rustle of starched fabric, the clinking of small metal objects, and hushed murmurs that for once seemed more pleasant than conspiratorial. The stiff turning of paper at last convinced me to open my eyes. I had hoped to see my spellbook once more, but instead I was greeted by the sight of Annie, sitting in a wicker chair with a large but conventional text upon her lap.
Hello again.
Well, you certainly slept for a spell. Feeling a bit more sprightly, are we? Connor, standing on the other side of my bed, watched me attentively. He beamed a bright smile in my direction. If you're up for it, why don't you get out of bed and have a walk around the ward? A stretch and a bit of chat would do you good. Come on, off you go now. The Baron will be coming by for an inspection shortly. When a man like that comes by, you tend to stop what you're doing right away. Enjoy a bit of freedom while you can. I looked at their encouraging glances and eased myself to the side of the bed. The cold floor felt refreshing after so many days encased in linen. As I stood, I recalled in a panic the incriminating items that had been in my possession when I collapsed during the ritual. I rummaged in my bag but could not find the spellbook or the witch's knife, nor other arcane items or weapons. Well. Now this is fun. We are apparently in the hospital, and Leland is here. Diedrich is here, Annie, the sisters. And this is where we will make our cut. We'll save here. We will continue here next time, which I believe I set on Saturday if Nyanko no Taikoku isn't streaming there. But yeah, we have been through quite a lot. I was actually thinking that we take the skeleton and, you know, go in the cave. That we'd have our first fight as a proper necromancer with a skeletal minion. But no, we have to do something else first. So next time we will have to figure out if this is all an illusion conjured by the witches, who somehow helped me, and I do not know why, and they are working with a strange figure that could be a minion to the Lich. So yeah, very interesting what happens next time. I do not like the panic that I actually felt that I lost all my stuff and have to figure out if everyone is now very suspect of me. But yeah, this is also the first stream, as I already said, that I had in 5000 bits, and it seems to be running excellent, as Twitch is telling me, so I hope that the video quality was better than the last couple of streams. Alright, tomorrow we will play the Inquisitor again. I believe we'll have to do some inquiring to do. I think we will go into the cathedral there, or at least speak to the priests in front of the cathedral. Very good looking stuff. So we'll change from being absolutely unholy person who is sick going to churches to a very holy person, and to a person who will spend some time in churches, which I do like. I like both scenarios. It is my inner duality that I am very fond of necromancers, but also very fond of very religious inquisitors. Which is when I inevitably play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous again, I will have also two characters. One a necromancer and one an inquisitor, as it is only proper. But yeah, it is getting late, and we have streamed for 2.5 hours. I must say I was pleasantly surprised by the activity we had earlier. And I thank everybody for watching, everybody who participated in chat, and we see each other next time again, hopefully. Baba Booey.